Now that looks awful Cody right there. That's the kind of stuff I want to get into and see how we start fucking with it. So this is Hack and Slash, new game from Double Fine that came out of the Amnesia Fortnite game jam thing that they did, which I am admittedly not all that familiar with. Ow. My understanding of that is that yeah, come here, hack you, Mr. Raven. Hack this raven to go away. My understanding is that they had done something similar internally before, but then I guess a couple years back they did a public one. It's just a game jam that they do to get a bunch of prototype ideas, and then they would kind of pick the best ones and start turning those into actual games. And this is the first one to come out of the public one that they did of that, where people were able to vote on what prototypes they wanted to see made into full-fledged titles. Space Base DF9 is also out of that same thing, as I understand it. But that's still in early access, whereas this now has just last week came out of early access, and this is now out for real, final release and whatnot. So we just got an artifact, which these are basically all they let you modify global variables. So you are very much going around modifying variables. That is a huge chunk of the gameplay here. So this one relates to the little queen we can use it to basically, if you're having trouble or whatever, you can use it to basically just make your heart supply over there trivial or non-existent. And we have this first one that I got here for day-night speed that we can use to turn on the day-night cycle here. All these poor turtles. And one of the cool things about this, the way the game actually runs, we're going to force it to crash here. But the game expects you to crash it once in a while. Actually runs in a virtual environment. The universe has collapsed, and we'll be able to pop right back basically to where we were. Pretty much. I also find it amusing that those turtles act as though the sky there is water. So, add some pushes to this guy, and let's get out of our way. And this is a lot of what Hack and Slash is right here. This is our little tent where we started out at. I'm assuming you don't actually see it. You start kind of already in progress on your adventure. What seems like it would have been a typical Zelda style adventure, and then you are actually popped in with the player stuck in a trap, and your sword breaks, and you get this awesome little USB sword to start running around hacking doors and blocks and turtles and things. Grab that. So we have our artifact here. Get out of my way, turtles. The art style on this is absolutely gorgeous. I love the way this game looks. But that's something I've been able to say about pretty much every Double Fine game I've ever played. They're all very aesthetically pleasing. Set this bush on fire and get it out of the way. Replenish some hearts. Go away, you jerk. Yeah, we saved that rock. Main character is Alice there, and then of course you're able to name your little fairy sprite buddy. They're sprites, not fairies. They're sprites, of course. You're able to name your little sprite there when you get him, and I of course named mine Navi because why the hell wouldn't you? Goodbye, turtle. And this is how you deal with enemies. You just hack them, and you can either change them to be on your side, and you can use them to deal with other enemies, or you can just hack their health, hack them, and make their health 0, and then they die all on their own. So sad. Go meet up with our other sprite buddies here. And the story is very cutesy and in a good way. Like it all lands for me, and almost all of the humor definitely lands enough where it gets a chuckle or at least a smile. It's not. The game doesn't have me doubled over, rolling on the floor or anything, but it definitely all lands well enough that I have been amused, my entire time so far. The only thing that honestly feels slightly lackluster is the gameplay itself, and that's, I think, just I am about an hour in or so. I'm further along here than we are for this video, and it just does not feel like it's getting challenging enough yet. We saw at the beginning there's some stuff that looks like there'll be some more kind of scripting type things happening later. Right now, for me, it's still all just been, look around, find a USB port to hack, modify this variable, maybe 2 variables to make the things that you need to have happen. And some of it gets a little tedious when it's just, I know exactly what I need to do. Now I need to move these, 4 or 5 blocks or whatever, and I have to hack each block so that I can move them, just because they're all set to be deactivated right now. That kind of stuff. And that feels a little tedious. So sadly, the one thing where it feels like it falls a little short is the gameplay at the moment. But I think that it certainly has the potential to get better. And because the rest of the game is landing so well for me, and the idea behind it, the idea of going around and hacking all these objects in the world and stuff, is such a neat idea to me that that is totally keeping me on board enough to hope that it will get more difficult later. Oh, we can't do anything here yet. So these are the infinite woods. They actually just keep going and going. So the little time travel device that the sprites gave me here, this is basically if you mess up, or want to, this is also basically your save and load as well. But if you mess up, you can just hop back and restart an area or go back a couple areas or whatever. But it handles it like you're branching, or forking source code, which I think is kind of a neat thing. Just a neat way to handle it. So you kind of branch off here and can hop back to any one of those at any point too. But we want to stay where we're at, of course. Don't kill me, turtles. Oops. Run away. Run away. So that definitely doesn't look good. That is what we were originally out here to take care of, as far as I can tell. The village that you come from wanted you to take care of this corruption, and so out here you go, off to take care of the corruption. Ah. Yes, it sounds so wonderful. So yeah, that's basically hack and slash. Like I said, that's, it's a lot of changing variables and stuff, and that's been my experience so far, and that's again why I feel like maybe the gameplay is sadly kind of the one place where it falls short. They have put out the entire source code for this, and basically said, hey, go, wild with it. And so I am really interested, even if the main game ends up not holding me, I am really, really interested in coming back to this and seeing what people have done in a month or two, and seeing if people have made anything really, really crazy out of it. Just because personally, I am a big supporter of open source, and so anytime a dev just kind of releases all the code out there for a commercial project, it's, a really cool thing, and I'm always kind of intrigued by that. And I'm always interested to see what people are, kind of able to make out of that. So yeah, that's hack and slash. You can get it now. It's $20 if you want to check it out. As always, you can see more over at questingforpixels.com. Thanks for watching.